welcome to the Miracle Mommas Show. My name is Ashley Sabali. I'm the founder of Miracle Mommas, which is a 501c3 nonprofit supporting moms and babies. And on the Miracle Mommas Show, we like to shine a light on moms and maternal health advocates. And with me today is a very special guest, an amazing mom, Natalie Boyd. Natalie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Boyd. I am the current Ms. or USOA Ms. Wisconsin 2026. I'm a mom of one who's 23. It's hard to believe. And I'm in Mosinee. I'm a financial advisor. I have my own business, and I recently just published my first financial book. So I'm very excited. This year's starting off great.
Thank you. And I'm going to post all the information about your book below too, and the podcast, because I received the book. Thank you so much. And I was actually reading it, and I'm actually halfway through. It's amazing. There's
Oh,
a
thank you.
there's so many little gold nuggets in there. They're just me, even though I felt like I knew about my financial planning and everything, there's so much I didn't know. So I think that book provides a lot of context with your expertise.
I really appreciate that, Ashley. I took me about 3 years to get it published, so it was an ongoing process, which I'm glad it's over. A lot of editing and approval with compliance, but I really feel like it fits all the different pieces and a whole diversification of what truly goes into your retirement plan. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
It's making a good impact for me, and my husband and I are re-strategizing our financial plan because of it. But I want to talk to you about your journey as a mom, and I want you to take us back to when you were pregnant with your daughter Alexia. And I understand that you were involved in a very serious car accident during that time when you were pregnant. And can you take us back and share what happened and how that started?
Yes, absolutely. I was going to get money for my husband at the time, Alexia's father, and I was hit by a full-size van. And I was only 5 months into my pregnancy at that time. And from the urgent impact, I ended up going into labor, and they went ahead and took me into the hospital, and I stayed overnight a couple of nights. And they were able to stop the pregnancy, and I was able to go home within a couple of days. But it was a really scary process for sure, because at that point I sure didn't want to have her, because it would have for sure been some complications, and it was too early in my pregnancy to deliver. So it sure was a stressful time, but she came out a beautiful baby, so I'm very thankful for that.
And what did you remember most about that moment? I know that you had an emergency C-section. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and how that impacted your plans of giving birth?
Yes. So in that process, when I had the car accident to the time when I actually delivered, I had moved to Indiana from Illinois. And they actually had my due date a different day than honestly, I was supposed to deliver a month early, but because of all the complications, they went with what the Illinois doctor had said. And I think she overcooked a little bit, because I did have to have an emergency C-section, and I had an almost 9 pound baby, but it was due to not being able to deliver her. And I started having more complications. And so I was in labor for 23 hours. And then because my blood pressure started to drop and she was having issues, they could tell, they did do the emergency C-section, but she came out all right and we both recovered. So I'm blessed with having a good end to the labor and delivery.
And did she have to go into the NICU, or was she okay after the birth?
No, she was okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she was fine. I think, like I said, she was a little bit bigger than we anticipated, because I think when I had the car accident, I think she was ready to come out, and then we put a hold on it, and then she was scared to come out when she was supposed to. But I had her a little bit later than what my due date I had written down. But everything turned out wonderful, and I'm very grateful for her being healthy and being able to just succeed in life.
I'm so glad that it went well. And yeah, I gave birth to my son. He was 9 pounds. And that's no joke. Giving birth actually with 9 pounds, it hurt. But
It's not
C-section,
easy.
no, but you don't get out of it. With the C-section, it's the recovery, and the recovery is brutal. But I'm glad it worked out for both of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
And I know that you explained to me before our interview that your daughter had some speech and development issues. Can you tell us a little bit about that and about what age did you identify that?
Absolutely. So when she was going into first grade, they did the testing for her hearing and speech. And at that time, she failed her hearing test. And we had to make appointments with ENT to see what was the cause of it. And come to find out, she had stage 4 tonsillitis, which was almost obstructing her whole wind area. And also, she had water in her ears where she needed tubes in her ears. So from that point, we did go through surgery and it was successful. She was able to recover and pass the hearing process. But what was the problem going forward, or I guess not really problem, but the piece that we had to work on was her being able to get caught up on reading and all of her speech. She was very quiet, but the reason for that was because of her not being able to hear sounds and being able to effectively speak. So once the surgery was over, her and I had a process for a few years of really getting caught up. And by her fourth grade year, she was actually able to take the test to test out. So I was really proud of her for all of her extra efforts to get to where she needed to be and move forward.
And how is it for you as a mom trying to juggle that? You have your own career and everything, and just raising a kid, but also raising a child who needed extra attention in these areas? How did that
No,
impact?
it was difficult because as a mom, you never want to hear that anything's wrong with your child. And you feel like of course, it impacts you because you feel like you just want to fix it right away.
Right.
And sometimes it takes time. So you just have to be disciplined to know that you have to give it some time and you just have to give it some effort. And so we just worked really hard to have a plan of how we could progress with her reading and speech, and she did everything she could. She's a very hard worker and very determined. So I think she probably has been around me too much to have that drive, but I'm grateful that she does, because with that she was able to be successful in writing her children's book.
I know Alexia quite well, and she just blows me away. And
Thank you.
she has the maturity level of like a woman in her 30s or 40s or beyond. Her maturity level is so up there. So you have
Thank
a lot
you.
to be proud of. But can you tell us, our viewers and listeners, about her book?
Absolutely. So it's called Albert the Frog. And during COVID, she had told me when she was in high school, she said, I'm going to write a book. And teenagers have all these ideas and goals. And I thought, sure, honey, let me know when you get it done. And within the next week, she said, I have my book done. I'm like, what book? And she said, I told you I was going to write a book. I'm like, oh, okay, great. And the reason she wanted to write it was because kids were really having a hard time with not being in school and having that social connection with others. And I think they were just having a hard time in school. And she really wanted to give back to really show kids, hey, it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. And she wanted to make sure they knew that even though you may have had some kind of disability in the past, moving forward, you can accomplish anything. And so Albert the Frog is her book, and the frog is the representation of her. And it's just all about her struggles and then going into the advanced classes that she did, and just to push through and keep challenging yourself, because you can do anything if you put your mind and soul and heart into it. From that, she started her 501c, which is called The Difference Is You. And she is in this last week, she actually this is her 5th year for her scholarship program. And it's great because she ended up getting a letter just a few months ago from the first recipient of her scholarship. He is going to med school now. And he just wanted
Wow.
to thank her again for the scholarship. And so she's giving out two $500 scholarships this year. And last week she gave out her first one to the first school. So it's exciting.
That is so proud. And when she started this, she was a student herself, setting
Yes.
this up to get support other kids financially through the scholarship. And that's just incredible.
Yeah, her senior year, she was trying to get scholarships and then she was
Mhm.
giving her first scholarship. So it was pretty impressive.
It is. And I think the book has a really good message. I've read that book. We have it. It's very worn. Excited with the kids. We've read it time and time again. And it's a strong message and the kids love it. And just the illustrations are really super cute too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty cute.
And you told me that everything that she's doing with her book and the scholarship program that she has actually impacted you in something that you have done quite recently with a 501(c)(3) that you started. Can you tell us a little bit about that, which is very exciting?
Sure. Yes, I had been in pageantry all my life, and I thought that this was my time had surpassed of ever competing again. And I had wanted to do and give back something that was a part of me that could live forever. And that was why I started the 501(c), the Cinderella Leadership Foundation. And it is a twofold. It's a scholarship for girls that are going into a pageant for the first time that need financial support for possibly their entry fee or other costs that they may have that they can't afford. And then the other part is for women that are going into business that need a scholarship for college or a trade school where they're going to be successful entrepreneurs. So it's a twofold scholarship because I just really wanted to leave my legacy. And through writing and developing the 501(c), it really gave me the courage to say, maybe my journey is not over yet, and maybe I want to compete again. And here we are today. It really has been the best year so far of my pageant career and time. Just I'm so grateful for you in my life, and I wouldn't have met the wonderful women that are currently in my life if I hadn't been in pageantry. So I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. I want to just say for being a part of my life and inspiring me. It means a lot.
No, thank you. And it's actually funny, like a backstory for viewers and listeners who probably don't know this, is that you actually got me into pageantry to compete in the America system. And eventually I went to the USOA system and I won the Mrs. Illinois. I was crowned. And now you are the USOA Ms. Wisconsin. And I'm so proud of you. You did amazing at state. Obviously, you were incredible at nationals. And how has that
Thank you.
experience been for you this year as a reigning queen?
It was great. Nationals, USOA is top notch. Tanis is an amazing director, national director. She had everything right on time. The sponsors were amazing. The women that I've met and the friendships that I've developed, I really I wouldn't change a thing. I was very grateful to make the top six. Of course, I would have liked to have gone further, just like anyone else, but I wouldn't change anything. It was a great experience. So thank you.
You made Wisconsin proud. And I'm in Illinois. You made Illinois proud too. Made
Well,
all the
good.
Midwest
I'm
proud.
glad. Thank you. Hopefully, I give women that are past 40 the motivation to know their time hasn't ended, that they can still get in pageantry and do anything that they want with it, win a crown, be able to start a foundation, that their time isn't limited, that it doesn't matter where you start. So that's my
No,
goal.
I think that's amazing. And I think it's really inspirational for other women, not even just mothers, but other women in general. And as far as looking back, what would your advice be to moms who are maybe navigating difficulties with having a child that might have special needs? And for your case, it was the speech development. I know for me, my son has ADHD, but what's your advice to moms out there, or even just general advice that you would like to provide?
I think the main thing is to just really provide confidence for your child, and just to make sure that they know that it's not a limitation, that if they do have something that comes up, that you're there to support them and they're going to get through it. And the end goal is to hopefully be able to have some kind of advancement to get past it, and just to have time to just be supportive every day and encourage them to just keep moving forward. And life in general is all about challenges, and it just makes us stronger. And that's what I always would tell Alexia, that when you don't learn anything when things go well. The time that you learn is when you have a difficult moment or a difficult season in your life and things change and you feel like you can't do anymore. That's when you truly learn who you are, and you learn how strong you are and how much you can get through things. And I think that's the piece that I would take away and give that to other moms, is just don't get discouraged, support your child. Know, give yourself grace. Know that you are doing everything you can, because you're impacted as well. And you feel that heavy burden that, hey, this is my fault. And it's not. It's just, it's a time and season that you have to get through, and your kid's going to be stronger from it.
Thank you, Natalie. I really appreciate you sharing your story and your daughter's story too. It's very inspirational to me, I'm sure to other viewers and listeners out there. And I will put all the information, the links about Albert the Frog, about her scholarship program, as well as your nonprofits. And
Thank
I'm
you.
very proud of all the work that you've done. And
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed our time together. You're so
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thanks for all the hard work you do for moms, Miracle Moms.